So yeah, this is going to be the lava train build. I'm starting off kind of in the middle here, so I'm going to kind of walk through what we're going to do. Then I'm going to show some like how we got to this stage. And then the next video that I make for the lava boards is going to be like how to paint them tutorial. So I really only cover kind of the one how to build, and you're going to have to imagine the rest. That's just how that's going to go. So a couple of options here. You can use sticky tiles from Home Depot. You know, they're just construction material that goes in your kitchen or bathroom. You can use MDF board. The advantages to both, there's advantages and disadvantages. Both you can double side if you want. This one, if you do, you're gonna have to scratch that up. So that's, you know, it's a disadvantage. You gotta, because you don't want to stick stuff to that, it's gonna come off. This is gonna be good for either side. Disadvantage for this one, if you're buying this in 4x8 sheets like I did in Home Depot, I'm sure you can get them smaller or order it off Amazon or wherever. I think it's probably going to be cheaper if you're buying smaller pieces because it's already cut for you. The easiest way is, or the cheapest way would be to go to Home Depot, buy the 4x8 sheet. Then you need a trailer. Sometimes though, they can cut it in half for you. They're not going to cut these all down to 12-inch pieces for you, or whatever size you decide to make your board. Mine is 12 because my table, they'll fit perfectly. My table's 25. So I get a little play on either side. I don't want to have things trying to smash it in there, so that's I leave some room. The problem with this here, the 4x8 sheets, cutting that yourself on a table saw, I have to take my saw outside. I don't want to be cutting it in the garage, so that's always a problem. So it's either way, it doesn't matter. You're going to end up with some 12x12s. I do think that the MDF board will hold the glue better than these tiles. So yeah. I laid them all out. I only need 12 of these to fit inside my table, 6 per side. So I have lots of extra. There's 4 completely flat ones here. There's one more that I just made, so you guys can see that. Yeah, so this is going to be the first half of the video. The next half is going to be, I'm going to paint them up. So I still have to texture all the top of these, but you can see the different stages, how they go. The main difference is some of these here I did 4.5 inches, so they will line up. Just a couple like that. I think there's 4. Okay, so I can almost do one side of the table like that. So this one and that one and that one and this one kind of go together. These are also 4.5, so they can show an opening. I wanted it to be pretty open. I don't want to border around the whole thing. I want it to be free so that they can move on to other stuff. So that's it so far. Missed some of it. So it's easier. I'm just going to build one piece that you can kind of see on camera here. So we're using just the stick tiles, right? So they're sticky tiles. We're going to go here. I'm going to throw our mask on. Using 1 inch styrofoam. If you don't have one of these wire cutters, handheld, you need to get one. These are completely awesome. So I'm just going to make a bunch of wavy lines, and I try to bring the top on an angle. So I want it kind of angled going down. You can go in with it if you want. I'm just picking random, I just want to get all the square angles off first. I'm going to do quite a bit with this if you want. You know, make it a little different, you know. Don't have it static. You don't want it all looking the same, like uniform. So right now, you know, that gives us some pretty good variation. But now we're going to come in with some side cuts. Go this way, you know.
go that way. There's no, and then take some out of the top. It's going to give you a little cool look. So we're just going to do that for this whole piece. You know, I'm probably working a little bit faster than I normally would, just because I'm on camera. I want to make the video not super extended. Don't want it too long. Again, take another piece out of the top. Whatever feels right. You know. These little foam cutters, you get them on Amazon for probably 30 bucks. I probably have 4 of these right now. They don't seem to last forever, you know, but even for the amount of time that they last, they're well worth it. So that's kind of our piece there. We're going to go with this. I'm going to make another piece, which I'm not going to video that, but I am going to make another one for this, and we'll see where we're at.
So we've cut our second piece for this. I just went down with a crack in the center. This is pretty good to use. It won't go all the way, so you do have to angle it a little bit. I suggest you get one of those, start playing with it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to texture the top, just to give us some variation. This is just going to put some nice dents in it and give it some good texture so it's not super smooth. It's going to look really good when it's painted. It's really going to help with any highlights you're going to put in. This is good because it's already kind of sticky, although we are going to glue that down. I just put an extra little crack in it there. You can see by pressing down, that's just going to look even better. The more cracks, sometimes you just get extra while you're texturing. We're just using the tinfoil ball. And sometimes, here's one of these, I don't know, just kind of just homemade. So you kind of see like a lot of spots that are really smooth. I'll just go in and do some of this. I won't spend too much time, but kind of what you see looking down, or something looks really smooth. It's gonna kind of put a few little dents in it, give it a little bit of texture. I am going to use a texture paste, which I'm going to make out of basically baking soda and baby powder. So yeah, I don't want to get all the dents, like I don't want to get all the peaks off it. Only some of them. Some of them I'm just, if they're too small, I'm just going to rip them off. I don't like having it like that. So yeah, you can see I textured it up pretty good. So what we're going to do next, we're just going to pop this off. I find if I move the tile, it's going to come off a lot sooner. You see how it's flat? So I'm just going to kind of push here and look. If not, it's kind of a pain to take it off. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to see where we want to put our glue at. Just making sure you can see that on the camera. So we're just going to... I've seen before too where people have done the crafting, and where we're going to use drywall compound, or if you're using caulking or whatever you're going to put down here as a base. I've seen people put that down and then just lay these on top. That could work too. This is just how I did these other ones. So most of the other ones, like I said, they're all done. When I get this one done, there's different stages. I don't care if the glue goes over or past. I'm not being super picky about it because that's going to get drywall compound anyway. So get a little more glue in there. I'm not going to be shy with this. You know, I'm not going to... I buy these, I buy the big ones because I I don't know. I'm overzealous. I use a lot of, I do a lot of terrain, so I show a lot of the builds that I have as we get going. But I wanted to create something cool and kind of epic. I think I'm going to make the crack a little bigger than what I originally did. If you want to separate it even more, it's probably better. I'll be able to get in there and paint. If this is too small, good luck getting in there. So, you know, I think I'm going to separate it a little more. Give them something to jump over, and it looks like it kind of has been pulled apart. Or you could make it like that's actually floating away. So, however you want to run that. So now that we got that one done, yeah, it's going to look pretty good. And I'm able to get in between. So if you make that too tight a fit, you'll be trying to jam a brush down there, and you just get frustrated. That just comes with experience, knowing those little details. This is just drywall compound, okay? Sometimes you might hear me say wood fill or something. You could use wood fill too, but this is drywall compound. So I'm only going to do one of these. Obviously, if there's the foam in here, you just go around it. So I'm going to kind of take it to the edge. It's okay if you go over the edge with this, because it's very easy. You can just break it off with your finger, or you can sand it, you know, like, or you use a scraper along the edge. But all we're trying to do is just get a bunch down at first. So we just get some down. It's not complicated. It's pretty simple. It's easy to use. Like I said, I'd be interested to try this and stick the foam to it. I've not done it that way, but I've seen other people use caulking, and then you don't have to try to get in all the spaces later. I don't know. I'm kind of just attack the project, however, and just start getting it done. But some things you can do, you can save yourself a lot of time. Like, it would be nothing to stick those to this. I just don't know how well it would stick, so that's mainly why I probably didn't do it. So once we get kind of it all covered, okay, I could leave it just like that, but I don't like all the straight lines. So I'm going to find a little piece of paper, cardboard, or something. So, little piece of cardboard. Nothing, I'm just going to make it a little more flexible. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this down, and I'm just going to make some little waves so that it's not like straight lines. I'm just going to go wherever. And if I don't like something that I see, I like to kind of round them, and I don't like straight lines for the lava. It's okay if you have some. I don't want them to be extended though, like short little lines. Going to make that look okay. You can use the drywall spreader, but what I find with that is it's kind of wide, so it takes a lot of it away. This is making much smaller things for the lava. If it looks too uniform, just, you know, put some zigzags in there. That's it. Right? That gives it some good texture. So we've covered everything for this thus far up to the painting. So you know how to do the foam. I have several different ones. I'm going to take a minute, I'm going to put this away, I'm going to lay everything out so you can see it, and then we're going to move on to the next stage. So we almost got this piece done. One thing I'm going to just talk about here is I'm not going to brush this like really thin. Okay, so I'm going to put this on kind of thick, and I'm going to kind of stipple the top. I want texture on there, so there's baking soda, baby powder, and sand in this as texture. Okay, so I'm gonna like put it on kind of thick, especially on the top. Sides are gonna be okay anyway. but the top's going to take a little more wear, so I want a little bit thicker. But we've kind of, yeah, we've just dabbed that. When I do paint this here, I want this to be white. I'm going to actually paint that white with Mod Podge, and that's going to make the lava colors pop more. So we've done that. I have a lot of them here. I am going to lay them out today and kind of show you, and then I'm going to do one more of these with the wood filler. I'm not going to do this one because it's drying with the glue, but these pieces here, I'm going to have a bunch of extra. I already have some, so I'm going to paint these a similar color, and they're free to move around, so yeah. So that's the end of part one of our video. When we come back, we're going to paint all these up. When we do paint these are going to be black with the texture paste that we've made. This here I'm going to do with Mod Podge. I'm going to paint that white, and it's going to allow the yellow, the orange, and the red later on, and then you're going to stipple in some black. It's going to make those colors pop a little bit more rather than you do the whole thing black. You can do that, but then I'd go in and paint this white again. Just going to be easier. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what else you want to build. Yeah, keep going. Keep rolling those nat 20s.